This video is brought to you by AztecaSoccer.com, your one-stop shop for all the latest and greatest soccer gear. Be sure to use coupon code SR4U at checkout to receive 10% off any order of $75 or more. Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the Neymar Nike Hypervenom Phantom in the brand new chrome, hyper pink, and metallic gold coin colorway, also known as the liquid metal colorway. Now inside the box they do include a string bag to go along with the shoes themselves. The string bag is Volt yellow in color with black strings. On the front you're going to find a hyper pink Nike swoosh with the Volt graphics and of course the black outline like you'll find on the shoes themselves, as well as your Hypervenom branding in black at the bottom. The back of the bag is left completely blank, and other than that, all you're going to find inside the box, as you guys can see, are the shoes themselves. So we'll get these guys out of the box really quickly, and we'll take a closer look at Neymar's second signature colorway of the Hypervenom Phantom, which in my opinion looks absolutely fantastic. So in today's video, we're going to be going over the details as far as the colorway is concerned, taking a closer look at the shoe overall, and of course talking about the overall fit, feel, and performance. So if you're interested in learning more, please stick around. And also, if you're interested in a pair of these for yourself, check out the review page on my website. As soon as they are available, I will have buy it now links on that page. That's the first link down below in the description. Be sure to go ahead and check it out. And with that being said, let's get right into the review. To start things off, let's take a closer look at the colorway. Now, side by side with Neymar's first signature colorway, which I have right here in metallic gold coin and Volt, his latest liquid diamond colorway is also very, very shiny, but instead of being metallic gold, it's actually a chrome color, which is supposed to represent liquid diamond. Pretty cool theme, very interesting color. Chrome is just one of those colors that we don't see very often on soccer cleats, and on the Hypervenom Phantom specifically, I have to say the finish looks absolutely incredible. Now, something that you won't really see in the online photos, at least from pictures that I've seen so far, is the actual graphic that's on the chrome itself. It's not straight up chrome or straight up gold like we saw with this particular colorway. There is actually a pattern there, which is a little bit hard to see. You can see some lines. It's very, very faint, and it's just a print on top of the upper. And I think it's supposed to represent cuts in a diamond or something like that. You can see it a little bit better here. There's some lines here, different patterns here. So basically it's just two very slightly different shades of chrome, but nonetheless it's a nice little detail that is noticeable in person, but very, very faint, which I personally really like. So chrome across the entire upper, which looks great. The tongue, as you guys can see, they did incorporate some of that metallic gold coin color like we saw on his first signature, which I think ties the two shoes in together really nicely. It's a nice little accent. It didn't have to be there, but it does actually look quite good on the shoe, combining the chrome and the metallic gold. You're going to find your Nike swoosh on the front, which is actually different from the back. The first time that we're really seeing this on a Hypervenom Phantom. You have the base of hyper pink with the Volt yellow accent lines there in the middle, and then of course a black outline, whereas the Nike swoosh on the back is a Volt yellow base with the hyper pink graphic, and then of course the black outline. No skull and crossbones logo or any branding right here on the medial side of the heel. Laces are black in color, as you guys can see, along with the ACC branding. Black heel liner, Volt yellow insole with some gold detailing. We'll take a closer look at that later in the video. And then the sole plate is pretty much solid Volt yellow in color, translucent Volt studs, and one more black Nike swoosh right there at the bottom. So that's pretty much it as far as the colorway is concerned. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comment section. Which one was better, Neymar's first signature colorway for the World Cup or his second one that Nike is just now releasing? Let me know your thoughts and opinions on it down below. And with that being said, let's move on to the tech specs so we can learn a little bit more about the overall performance. As far as performance is concerned, the Hypervenom Phantom has a lot to offer, and I would argue that it is one of the most unique, lightweight, thin synthetic shoes currently on the market, and a lot of that has to do with its very unique upper material, which they call Nike Skin. Now, Nike Skin is a base layer of mesh that has kind of a honeycomb pattern. That's what gives the upper its unique texturing and appearance. And then on top of that honeycomb mesh base layer, you're actually going to find several thin layers of polyurethane that create what they call Nike Skin. Now, there is also an internal fused on support frame just to prevent any kind of rollover in the upper and just to maintain a more responsive feel overall. But what's unique about this upper is it's very soft and very sock-like. Pretty much from right out of the box, there's very minimal break-in time required. And unlike pretty much most other thin synthetic materials, this actually does have the ability to stretch as well. So if they fit a little bit too tight from right out of the box, give them some wear time and you'll find that they break in quite nicely and form to the exact shape of your foot. You do have an off-center lacing system, as you guys can see. So this main area right here on the medial side of the shoe is left free of any kind of obstruction or anything like that. Something I really like about the Hypervenom Phantom. The finish to the upper is slightly gritty, so it does have a little bit of a kind of wax-like finish to it. So there's not a ton of grip on the ball, but there definitely is something there. It's not left completely slick. And of course, it's also finished off with ACC all conditions control, which acts as your wet control element. It provides a little bit better grip on the ball in wet weather playing conditions. What I like about Nike Skin is it's thin, but at the same time it has that slight amount of padding from that mesh base layer that really sets it apart as far as feel is concerned in comparison to any other shoe out there on the market. If you're comparing this to something like the Nike Mercurial line, either the Superfly 4 or the Vapor 10, these are going to feel a little bit more substantial on your feet. There's a little bit more of a cushion feel when making touches on the ball, and it's just different, which is what I personally really like about the Hypervenom Phantom. You do have a lower Mercurial-esque cut in the heel area, an internal plastic heel counter. The heel liner is a smooth synthetic leather with a decent amount of padding considering how lightweight this shoe actually is. The insole is of course fully removable. This particular colorway features a Volt Yellow mesh liner, and you do have your Hypervenom branding in gold along with a symbol that you'll find in the Brazilian flag, giving that this is a Neymar signature colorway. Perforations throughout, and it's just one single layer of foam. Honestly, not the best insole around. It does get the job done as far as underfoot cushioning is concerned. You may find some issues with the insole slipping around on you a little bit. A little bit of glue can solve that problem just towards the front of the insole, but overall it does get the job done, and no major complaints regarding the insole. As far as the sole plate is concerned, it features a glass nylon sole plate, which is on the stiffer side in terms of what Nike has to offer right now. This is probably Nike's current stiffest sole plate alongside the Magista Obra, I would say, and it does take some getting used to. It does feel a little bit stiff at first, depending on what your tolerances are for stiff sole plates, of course, but it does break in, become more flexible, and I like the solid feel that it has underfoot because of its extra stiffness that it provides. As far as the stud pattern is concerned, it's similar to the Mercurials in terms of feel and performance. The major difference here is that instead of bladed studs, the studs are conical in shape. So because of their rounded shape and their narrow profile, they still penetrate the ground really nicely, which makes for good traction, but the rounded shape allows you to have good maneuverability when planted, allowing you to twist and pivot pretty freely, something that you won't necessarily find with the Mercurial line. So not quite as much grip as the Mercurials, but a little bit more freedom to pivot and twist and turn when planted. So that's kind of the slight trade-off that you make here. But overall, Hypervenom Phantom stud pattern, one of my personal favorites on the market, and it really does perform quite well on firm natural grass playing surfaces. You also have the little Mercurial toe pick stud right at the tip of the toe here, something Nike is incorporating on other models. That really does make a big difference as far as when you're pushing off and accelerating in a forward direction, just having that little bit of extra grip towards the front of the shoe. So that's pretty much it as far as performance is concerned. Like I said, the Hypervenom Phantom is a fantastic model. It's relatively proven at this point in time. A lot of people have tried them out, and if you haven't tried them yet, this is definitely a colorway that looks really good and worth checking out if you are interested in a pair of Hypervenom Phantoms. Of course, if you guys do want more information on the overall performance, check out the full written review on my website. It's the first link down below in the description. Tons and tons of details in that review. So again, first link down below, go ahead and check it out. And with that being said, let's move on to a quick weigh-in so we can see how lightweight these guys are. As far as weight is concerned, there's very little to complain about with the Hypervenom Phantom. In my opinion, they are as light as you would want them to be. So just to show you guys in real time, I'm going to weigh these for you today using this scale. Keep in mind this is a brand new pair in a size 9 US. Going to throw it on the scale, and you can see that they weigh in at 7 ounces exactly, which is, like I mentioned, very lightweight. The only lighter high-end model from Nike currently on offer is the Nike Mercurial Vapor 10, which weighs closer to 6 ounces as opposed to 7 in the same size, but this shoe is right on par with the weight of the Magista Obra as well as the Superfly 4. All very, very popular models. They won't provide a ton in the way of protection, but as far as giving you that nice lightweight feel on feet, you're definitely going to get that sensation from the Hypervenom Phantom. Alright, so here's a look at the Nike Hypervenom Phantoms on feet, and from out of the box, they fit and feel pretty good. There definitely is somewhat of a break-in period, mainly because the Soleplate is relatively stiff. It's something that won't necessarily bother everybody, but it is worth noting. The Nike Skin Upper is soft, it's flexible, it moves nicely with your foot. It just has a very comfortable feel overall, and again, after some wear time, you will find that it does stretch a little bit and form to the exact shape of your foot, something that makes the Hypervenom Phantom unique against pretty much any other thin synthetic shoe out there right now. As far as the overall width of the shoe is concerned, it is a tighter fitting shoe overall, but in comparison to the Mercurial line, there definitely is more width through the midfoot and forefoot area on the Hypervenom Phantom. Plus you get the added stretch of the Nike Skin Upper, something you won't find from any of the current Mercurial. So they definitely will be suitable for most people. Even if you do have slightly wider feet, you should be alright in the Hypervenom Phantom once they're broken in. And for a tighter fitting shoe, that is actually pretty good. As far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing my usual size 9 US here, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair of these for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size for the best possible fit. Alright guys, that's it for my review of the Liquid Diamond Hypervenom Phantom from Nike. This is a great shoe overall and a nice alternative to something like the Nike Mercurial line or even the F50 Adizero line from Adidas if you want something that's still going to be lightweight, responsive, and going to offer a thinner touch on the ball, but at the same time something that does not lack a little bit of padding, which you do get with the Nike Skin Upper, not to mention that the traction on offer here is top notch. So if you guys are interested in a pair of these for yourself, as soon as they are available, I will have buy it now links on the review page. First link down below in the description. Those buy it now links will also have exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you will actually be able to pick these up below their normal retail price. So again, if you're interested in a pair, first link down below the description. That review page will also feature the full written review that gives you all kinds of details on how these things fit, feel, and of course perform. If you guys have any questions regarding this shoe at all, leave them down below in the comment section. I definitely will get an answer out to you. And of course, if you have any suggestions as far as ideas are concerned, leave those suggestions down below and I will of course have a look at them. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. That would be greatly appreciated. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information down below in the description of this video as well. And other than that guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.